Who do you think, what do you think's more important? The body work or the paint job? What do you think's more important? Colton has it all blacked out, and he asked me, I don't know how many times, do you care if I black it out like that? No, I do not care if he blacks it out like that, and the reason I'm going to say that is because the can was $20. And it's not used up yet, and he's done this to this car 3 times, 4 times. So to me, if he wants to black it out and go for it, go for it.
Still half container.
Still half container there, so we're happy. But this is what has to happen. We're on this side, and we're starting to sand things out, and this is what it's starting to look like. We do not want to go through the primer if possible, but I have to stop and think. We only put 2 coats on it. We put 2 good heavy coats on it, but in all honesty, I probably should have put the whole other gallon on, put another coat on, and went for it. But it's going pretty good. There wasn't many spots on it that were really in need of primer, but that spot right there is close. You can remember we had filler and fiberglass or something trying to show in there. That fixed that pretty good. I'm close here, and what I mean by close, that's the different color primer. So we're down into the next layer of the primer. It doesn't bother me a whole lot, but I don't want a whole bunch of, I don't want any body fill showing, any metal showing, or any black spot showing. While the camera's down, we'll show you in the end, but Colton and I are using the air and sandpaper to sand it off. And the reason we're using air and the sandpaper, because it seems to sand twice as quick. We'll show you after a little bit. We'll sand for a little bit. I appreciate everybody coming back. I appreciate it. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell Colton how nice his perm looks. Keep a camera on that face for that, man. He makes more faces than Allied Van Line's got moves.
Concentrating.
Concentrating. So basically, I'm just going to go through this. I'm going to go through one, and maybe Colton can go through one with you. What I mean by that is sanding an area and talking about what's going on. If we want to look at this right here, right now, you can see right here with the brush. Hit it with the brush. Swooped it there with the brush. I did all inside all of them with the brush, and only reason for is product to sand. If I do not have any product to sand, I can't do the job. Let's just take a little bit and start sanding here. The chalk, I'm using a wet dry sponge pad. I'm liking it up in here. Not digging anything. I'm not anything. I'm just jamming it in there, and the sponge pad is taking the shape of the fender, and I'm able to sand that off in there. And you can see what I'm going to have to go for to make it look the way I want to. I want to make it look like this the entire way. I don't want no spots, nothing in that, if I can possibly take it. With this thing, I can jam it in there, and that sandpaper's over that end, and I can sand in there. With this car being the shape that it is, what I mean by the shape is like all the round fenders, the round in the back and the round in the front, also how low it is. I'm feeling like this car is going to look good no matter what, basically. And the reason for that is, how would you know, looking at this car, if anything was straight? Like when it's down when the roof's about this high, you'd have to bend down and touch your head on the ground. And also, what angle would you look at to see if it's straight when it's round? Like it's, how can I say? It's kind of the perfect car, I would say, to do a body job on without. Well, I mean, let's face it, you're going to have to do a half decent job, obviously, but it's a pretty awesome car to do a body job on, and someone not have to look down the side to see it straight, because there's no place on the car that is straight. I'm going to try to keep the conversation going, because if I don't, I'll just be standing. I worked at a chicken plant for probably, 15 years of my life or more. I decided to stop and count it up. And a lot of people could couldn't, or could, when you got good at it, then you could talk. You know, hang chickens and talk. And basically always try to get good enough at my job so I could talk and work. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not allowed to talk if you're not good enough at your job yet. Like, it means if you can't do the job, well, there's no talking going on if you can't do your job. And that's what I would make sure that I was able to talk and work. The sponge is grabbing this fender nice, the shape of it really nice. Colton is doing it in a different block. I'm not sure, but he straightened this car out a lot with that block that he's got going on there. Straightened this all out really nice.
I've got a hard block. What I do here is I just kind of keep my tilt up a little bit there so I'm not rubbing here at the same time. Get my edges and then I'll round it down.
Also, he has painted spots in there around that edge.
But if you're using a hard block in there, I suggest keep it up. You're not damaging up to here at the same time, you know. Keep it in there. Both ways, crisscross. Take care of business, huh? Try not to break through anyways. I think I got some stuff going on up here. And I think that's the brushed on primer. Still feels good. I'm not worried about it.
We kind of had a little talk about that. You know, you can, whatever, but how would you know if that was straight? You'd have to, I'm not sure, like you'd have to do the whoop-de-doo-de-doo-de-da-da.
When you check this car out, just how you look at it. You'll be able to tell it's straight or not.
One thing that we will, you know, we'll, you know, I guess people look at will be the gaps of things. On this one, we're very lucky because the fenders are full time. There's no gaps on the fenders. Only gaps you have to worry about.
Where we did the brush on, you can see the brush streaks. Which is a little complicated to, you know, take your time and let the sandpaper do the work. Huh? Bring it out like that, nice and gentle. And then I'll do a full, you know.
What do you think of the difference explain the difference between air and no air?
Well, see, like, obviously when you get going too fast, your sandpaper fills up, right? So that means, I don't know, 2 or 3 strokes, your sandpaper's not even hitting the panel anymore, right? So the air underneath of it kind of keeps your paper clean and you're not tapping it all the time. Like, you want your paper to make contact all the time, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm listening. Sounds good.
Like here, watch this, like a couple strokes in there like that. I'm not really hitting anything anymore. So the air under it cleans the paper off and make sure your paper's always sharp. I don't know if the air sharpens your paper or not, but keeps it clean.
And this is 220 that we're using. Generally, I'll rub over with, not this close to paint. I won't with an 80, but I guess first prime I'll grab with an 80. Have a piece that you can see that right there. It's got a paintbrush. I'm going to go grab this block. This is what I'm going to do also. I'm going to grab Colton's air because it's not leaking. And I'm going to use a little bit of air. And I'm going to do this right here so we can do it fairly quick. And put a layer on it. The reason I'm going to use the hard block there is because I want to flatten it out and make that brushed primer do what I wanted it to do. And that's probably take pips out or, yeah, I think probably pips, no doubt in my mind. That's what we were doing it for. Even in that little part. Like, to see if it's straight or not, because you can't see if it's straight after it goes this part, because you can't even see that part, basically, is what I'm trying to say on this ride. It's them long straight ones, quarter panels and stuff like that. Them are the ones that, you know, tell you if your body man is right on the money. Not the ones like this.
Where's that little piece of that rectangle block?
That what?
The other day.
What?
That little piece of block that was like that.
Back in there.
Put it in the thing?
Yeah. And it very easily can be, you can very easily mess this up. Not blocking right, like by running a square block down like this and scrubbing it down like that and holding it flat. You can scrub a line in that very easily to ruin things. But just take your time on this stuff. Crisscross, make it straight and flat. Basically, my worst spot in the whole deal that I'm sanding right there is right there. And the reason being is right on that edge, and I'm going to have to take that down and that down there to get to that. I can't just sand on that and expect to make myself happy. So I have to sand all this to try to get that. Hope that makes sense. I'm going to sand this off first, just sand it off flat, so I can start to say I can get going on things here. That dry coat even showed me right around the brush stroke. I had a little tiny brush stroke there. I don't know if you've seen that or not. A little brush stroke there, and it showed me even to feather that out. You can see I got a little brush stroke going on here where I painted that here. Just take a second here. And that guide coat will let me know if I have it out or not. And if it's done its job. A little air on. Holding the block flat to the fender, lightly letting the sandpaper do the work. How clean that is, didn't even do anything to it. Just by a little tiny bit of air, just like that. Makes life so much better when it comes to sanding. I like doing all this stuff dry. I don't like wet. I don't like water and all that stuff. I don't use water. I use dry sandpaper. I use dry sandpaper. Now, this is the bad boy right here. I'm gonna go down here. That's how we did the roof. You could see me sanding on the Facebook, I think, and it showed Colton blowing the air away just so we could get it sanded. To sand up there and sand with no air just seemed pointless. It just took way too long. This is a very nice sized table to get the bottom of this car. We'll probably move it. When we want to get the roof of it. But now I got some of that down. Now I'm going to start working my way back up around. Maybe I can get that all that. I could do this. It'd be gone. Can't do that. Just keep scrubbing away slowly. I think I don't need that much air. Remember, the name of the game is to get that off there without going through. I don't want to go through. That's primer right there. I don't even like that, but I'll have to accept it for the amount of primer I put. I have to accept it. I had more and I didn't put it on. Sometimes when you're frugal, it does not change. Nothing changes. Nothing has changed me anyways. I generally just go with my gut usually. My gut feeling hasn't changed about much, you know. Got a little spot there, you can see that there. Don't want that there either. Gotta take it down a little bit. Make it feel right. And I can't just work that one area. I can't just come in here and sand that. Don't want that. What doesn't work? It has to. Trying to make that flood all one playing field. That's what we're trying to do. And we're trying to keep it in check with this hard block that I got going on. That's just heavy primer there, no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. I remember when you squared on. You also can see a paintbrush going on there a little bit. Come see this? I want that out. That little spot right there. There's a little spot right there. I want that out. Little spot right there. That's got to come yet. And that's got to come yet. In order to make me happy with what I'm doing right here at the present moment. What's that telling me there? Telling me that primer's high, that flood's high, there's a low in the flood right there. Obviously right there also. Sand here a little bit and I'll show you. Come on over. So I got my little tiny spot right there. I might tiny spot right there. It's tiny. Nothing up in here now. I got that long one. That one's going good. You can tell that we're down there a little bit on that old primer. And you can see it because it's a little different color. I don't know what that is. What is that? Is that a scratch? What is that? Scratchy? See what that is? That's just primer busting through. What is that? That's primer. Primer busting through maybe. Anyways. Is it a crack? Can't be a crack. Can't tell? It doesn't feel like it. Put your finger on it. Finger down. Feel it? What is it, dog hair? Could be cat hair. Anyways, we'll carry on right here. We'll get these out. It's kind of an odd looking, can't tell what it is. Don't feel like a crack. It looks like a different color, maybe primer we're coming through. Let's get this off right here. Let's do this. It's going to keep the air on the fender so it blows the air off underneath there. You can see the speed that I'm going right in the present moment. How long do you think it would take to sand it all down? Using a 220. You have to, there's another place I tried with the paintbrush. And it will make a difference with the air by quite a bit. Up here. Gonna grab some new paper. Colton needs new paper. How's Colton feeling? Just got a roll of 220 like that. We're just rolling and cutting is all we're doing. Colton's doing good. Awesome. Awesome. It's nice when someone can help you sand and you know, and do a good job. Basically, what's nice is when someone can sand and do the job and give it to you and say, it's ready for paint. That's when it's nice. Well, are you at that point yet, Colton?
Yep.
Yep, he says.
I'll sand it down for you. You know, all you gotta make sure is when you're doing it, like picks and like if you got a body fill edge like around the inside of the fender, like, you know, you feel that stuff, you see that stuff when the paint goes on. That's all you gotta do. Take your time. No matter how much pressure you put on that bad boy, it's not going to change the outcome. Just take your time, lightly. Okay, scratch it. If we could do it with our fingernails, we wouldn't buy sandpaper.
Probably. That's so true, Colton.
Usually when I found myself pushing too hard or going like a madman, all I'm doing is digging somewhere else. Not even at where I'm supposed to be.
Also, with the air, I would say that you would use less paper.
For sure.
Yeah, you use less paper. Also,
Clog it all up.
after you use less paper, you're using more energy. Like all the air compressor rolling
Make
all
sure
the
you
time.
got the right block for the right spots.
I'd like to see Colton have one of these, but he's doing a good job with the hard one there. But for me, this bendable, nice sponge block is the bad boy. Hey?
Oh yeah, it works good, especially around the corners and stuff. Crisscrossing's big too. Crisscross.
That's the sponge block that I'm using, and I'm figuring he's already straightened it out, so I'm just kind of sanding it, keeping the shape of the car, and he's blocking again, which is, he's doing a fine job, so we'll let him roll. But I like the little sponge block on this little car for now, because basically I feel like it's straight enough that it can be painted. It just needs to be pinholed. 220 we're using, and it'll be, I don't know if we're going to guide coat it. We'll guide coat it a little bit, probably not as much, but we'll guide it, coat it again, and then we'll do the 400 on it. And then we'll be on to spraying it. Single stage urethane. I'm not interested in painting it 7, 8, 9, 10 times. I'll probably paint it 4 or 5 times. And the reason probably 4 or 5 times, just so I can put maybe 4 or 5 coats on it in case we need material to fix anything. Also with this car, I thought about taping it off. I thought about taping it off somewhere in here and then painting the top part and then taping that off and then painting the outside part. I'm not sure yet. It all depends. I just feel like the car is going to be made for overspray, or somewhere is going to be dry, or somewhere because of all this in here and that there and this over here. Like, not sure. In here is going to be difficult because you're going to spray here, it's going to get over there, and it's going to hit there. And spray here, it's going to go over here and then go dry over there. It's like, but we'll see what happens. We might take it off, tape it off, and we might not. Who knows? This little pad here, I can hold it nice in my palm. Do a good job sanding. Trying not to affect any of the body panels of their straightness. I mean their roundness. They're not straight. These panels are not straight. They're round. What?
I don't know how you make something round straight.
Well, they're not straight. They're round.
We talked about that.
Just trying to make the flood all one, I guess. Well, that guide coat shows you right down to the nitty gritty. Right to the nitty gritty, right to the very end, so you know when you're ready. It shows you. There's no messing around. No messing around. That all has to come out. reason I put that primer in there with the brush is because it was hard. We dug in there a few times. There's filler going up to that, where that was welded on. There's filler going up to that, and there was always a little bit of a dip, or it was rough to get that in there and make sure that you could sand it all and get it out. So I just put a little extra in it. Hopefully, we have something to sand to get out and make it smooth. And it has to go all the way around the car and it has to look like that. No, we gotta fix it. Looking good, it is. Looking good. It's coming down around. That spot there. Confusing me. We'll have to pay attention to that little area. We can find it again. There. I have no idea. Man, alright, just a second.
This
paintbrush. What's that?
Pretty good too, isn't it?
That'd be perfect. 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 Put a little piece of perfect.
Yeah.
Round that all off after. That has to be going.
Yeah,
I do that all with that. Perfect.
Cool.
Just put a 6-inch DA on that.
We should order another thing of stickies then.
Can I get you to get them this time?
What?
Sure. That's one thing I don't do is complain about sandpaper, because I'm the one who's using it. I know a lot of shops complain about materials and sandpaper and all that sort of stuff, but I know I don't complain about it here because I use it right to the very end, or it's no good, or I realize I'm not getting anything done, so I need a new piece of sandpaper. You know?
That's the one.
That's the one. So
I like that.
And we're not doing a whole bunch of major body work lately. We've been not doing that. We've been doing a lot of cutting and slicing and dicing. A little bit of going on here. Let's do this. Yeah, we're going to be a little bit sanding. This is the rough spot. But who do you think? What do you think's more important? The body work or the paint job? What do you think's more important? The body work or the paint job? And that's just that. All that would be is your belly button. Would be your opinion.
That's a trick question. Because the paint looks like poo if you don't do good body work.
What's that?
I said the paint will look like poo if you don't do good body work.
Yeah, sure. What happens if you do fantastic body work and the paint job don't turn out that great?
You paint it again. Sand it down.
I like that. I did like that. That was a good answer. That's a good answer. I like that. Let's get another piece of paper going. I'm not happy with that piece of paper. Running through it. Something like this, a person should be sanding quite quickly. I mean, to get something like this done, or you want to. Generally, I want to. I'm not sure what it's going to take us, but I think it's going to take us a couple days. It's going to take us a couple days. No doubt in my mind. I want the hard block on that because I had the paintbrush strokes in it. I just don't want them. I want to flatten it out. I don't want that sponge to take any shape of that. So, and I think the hard block would take it down quicker. A little bit of air would help it. Not pressing on the block real heavy. Just scrubbing it along. When you're sanding something like that and you got a bunch of different areas going on, you basically got to sand it all together and just keep going with it. Don't just stay in one spot. But it's got to sand all the way around the whole bit, the whole thing. And trying to make that surface all one is all you're trying to do. Just trying to make it all one surface. And it's drag. You want to come up and take a close look? You want to see all the details that I'm going to go for? These are all the details that I'm going to go for and try to get out of what's going on there. Got that to get out. That's kind of a, I don't know what's going to happen there. A couple deeper ones there. There's quite a bit there to try to get out. Hope we have enough product to get it out. Even though this is smooth down here, I still have to sand this. And then sand this and sand this to make it all the same. I wouldn't just go up here and sand this because that's nice and then try to feather it off down there. I'm going to sand it all. There's still product there. I'm going to try to make it all one. Just flatten out, we're getting them. That's what we want though. Sucker right there. You want to get it. You want to get it. You want to get it. Hope I got enough product. I got a couple suckers here too. See this? Tiny ones. They're tiny. Like, I mean, let's face it, they're tiny. And especially if they're right there on the car when it's being shown. Them little tiny, them 3 little dots there. I don't think you'd ever see it, but I'm taking them out. I'm going to try for it. And you should too. Because in the end, it might not look like a pinhole. It'll look like a piece of dirt. That's what it'll look like. It'll look like this. It'll look like a piece of dirt. And you have a chance to sand it out now. So that's probably, we got that going pretty small. I think we can chase it. Let's get down here a little bit. We've got to do it all to get them little holes. Oh, don't want that. See that? Don't want that. Don't want that. Changing blocks. Oh, changing blocks. Trying to Trying to get it. Trying to get it. Stop it. So small. Got a couple here, Mo. It's hard to get. So, just want them out, but I don't want to sand through. That makes sense? Does to me. What do you think, Joanne? Get it? That's still primer, and that's still primer. Yeah, Tippy. Huh? What do you think? Oh, what did you just do? Did you just find that? Just gonna scrub this a little bit. There's some here. I got that one up there. It's there, I got it going. Just gonna keep cruising here. That's how picky it is. If you know, you want to sand a car down, get the pinholes out of it, make it look good. Especially when the whole car is covered. You know, I mean, this car is built from hand, so it's not like something that's not punched out by machine. That's for sure. There was the one that was on the Guild that was in Ontario. They built. It was a fantastic watch, actually. That car was covered from head to toe. Guarantee it. Head to toe. Head to toe. Like every other car that's home built, covered head to toe. Especially if they want to paint it. Not knocking it, just letting everybody know the truth. Sometimes the truth is right in front of your eyes, and you still won't accept it sometimes, or you think, or you whatever. But yeah, good. Keep going on that. So I guess when the time of this video, you're watching us in real time, so you'll know by, well, you won't know because you had a little bit of the front fender done. You will not know, but how long it should take. But that'd be a good way to figure it out, I guess, would it not? By fender. It's going to be well, I'm happy with what's going on there. I'm not sure yet. I might spray something on that, like a one step maybe. I'm not sure before that goes on, but I don't feel like that's necessary. That is feather fill, the exact same primer, just a little darker color. But we're down to the nitty gritty. Colton, anything you want to explain? You want to talk about anything?
I don't know. One thing, I guess, when you're using a hard block in these corners and you got your edge up, make sure you leave a little bit over here so you can round that back in. Because you're gonna straighten that out, right? So if you're going in here, you got your edge up, you're getting in your corners and like that. You see how I left this here? I took it most out because I got it, but you go in there like that, leave this. So then at the end you can make it one. You know what I'm saying? Make sense? You like that? See, now I'm come right into the corner and all the way around. I already got this all done, right? Obviously, if you go in there like that, like, I don't know if it's gonna like be a huge flat spot, but maybe a little one. So now you can take it all the way around, right?
You making sense?
Make sense?
I said, are you making sense?
I think so.
Good.
In my brain, it makes sense. That's what I do, and I haven't been told different yet, so. Right. Straighten that all the way around there. Leave that little bit.
I know one thing. There's more people in the world that need to go out in the garage and go to work and get working on something and keep themselves busy. I'm telling you, there's so many things going on in the world today. Go get yourself an old car, go out in the garage and go to work. And that way there, all you're thinking about is what you're doing. You're not harming nobody, not doing anything to the sort. But this is the place to be, is in the shop, working, you know, minding your own business. And it keeps your brain going good, like it really does. Thinking about what you're going to do next, or what you're not going to do, or I wouldn't do what that guy did, or whatever. But it does keep your brain busy. And I'll tell you why, idle hands is the devil's broth. When you sit and stew, sometimes you might not be stewing about the right thing. Now go out and grab yourself an old car and put some primer on her, weld some metal to it, have a sort of a love affair with it, dreaming about it, what you're going to do to it, and it can be a lot of fun. Every car I bring in here, I have a little love affair, I guess, with, because I have to think about it all the time. And right now, someone asked me what my favorite car is. It's this Bugatti, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm working on it. This is what I'm thinking about. Yeah, and by the sound of things, we're going to have to get a little bit more creative, you know, because, you know, the money's not going to be there for big dollar parts and all that sort of stuff, I guess. Things are changing, I guess. And when things change, do not get down. Get motivated. Go do something, build something, make something. You know? For me, that's how I do it anyways. When the pressure's on and something comes down, I get motivated to do better than I did last time. I don't even know what that was. This is a good hobby to be into, to work and have an enjoyment after you're done, and what it looks like, and all your fruits and labor are right there in front of you. It'll be a good feeling when this car, it'll be a good feeling when the car's painted and done. I don't want to say done. It'll be a good feeling to get a little bit more done to this car. But, yeah. I think that's why most people watch anyways. They like working in the shop, doing their thing. I see Joe Sousa on the live chat. He posts all the time the stuff he's doing, which is cool. He's having fun doing what he's doing. He's got life figured out. I want to say a good hello to everybody on live chat. Been on there a few times and watched you guys, be friends and all that stuff. It's a good thing. I enjoy it. I like seeing that. It's always good too when someone comes on that's new, that wants to tear me a new one. You guys all kind of, don't let the big kid in the school ground pick on me too much, which that's just good. I enjoy that. And basically, like most of this, I guess going through my brain right at the present time is because of, I don't know why, but It's just almost, you can almost go right to the playground as a kid. What not to do and what you should do. And what you like and what you don't like. That's nice in there. You know what? There is a little bit of a thing, like a line going on there. I'm thinking, trying to make it the best I can. But in all honesty, thing going on there, see that? Take it that glide curve there. Can't stay. Can't do it. That's other primer, so we're good. We're not through. Gonna run this on the back here, see what it feels like. This is all good here, so should be done good with my sponge block, I'm thinking. All the holes, we're gonna wait until we're at the 400 stage. When they're done to sand it with 400, and that's when we're gonna rivet it. And I think I explained it before. We're gonna rivet it then, because I'm not interested in sanding around the rivets. Like right now, if I had all, can you imagine if I had all the rivets in, what I'd have to sand that like? And then every rivet would have the chance of this, like sanding like this, or around the rivet. Every rivet would have that chance of them seeing the marks. So we're going to stay out of that. We're going to sand that, make it ready to paint, then put the rivets in. That's a good decision, I think. No, I know. I think. I know. I think. Just keeping my hand on the other side of the, on the other side there, holding on the back side of this. Hold my finger on that, hold my paper on this side, and just run along. And I'll probably run this all off with a sponge here. I won't get Colton to do that with a block. This is... This car was considered, I think, Art Deco. And the reason Art Deco is because of the difference, because of the fin and the rivets and the different material in the hood and all the different materials that it uses, wood. And Art Deco was one of my favorite things. It's so cool to see some of the stuff that people have come up with. You know, it might not be realistic, but it sure is cool. And I would probably describe a lot of my cars like that. That's not really realistic, but it sure does look cool. And I'd rather have someone call me cool than realistic. Would you, Colton?
Yeah.
Would you rather be cool or, oh man, you're realistic? Yeah? Maybe that's the new in word, realistic.
Oh. I think cool's a better one.
Took the 50 out for a run, one of the first runs I did. And I can say that Jolene's choice of color in the brown attracts women around 50 to 75 like flies. They just come over to it, don't they, Colton?
Oh, and they know everything about it. It's crazy. We had a lady tell me all about it, and I didn't even tell her what it was. She said, "This is a shoebox, isn't it?" And I said, "Yeah." But, you know, she had some good memories, I think.
Oh, probably.
She could hardly walk, and she still went in the brewery to use the washroom and come back out and look at it again.
And there was a whole bunch of ladies.
Yes.
Yeah, like it was quite something actually.
You know, she was loving it.
They were loving it. So they're, yeah, I would say about 50 to 75, 80. It's a big hit with them. And I know why, because the chocolate brown looks good on it when it's outdoors. They look good on it anyways. And with the interior that she chose and with the red carpet, it's 50s all over. It's banging. It's good. We had to bring it back, and me and Colton we had to bring it back. The exhaust was hitting the rear end. When it was on the hoist, on the hoist, and the wheels are hanging, everything looked fine. How's that hitting? But when we let it down, you could see that the exhaust was hitting the rear end and the brake lines. So what we ended up doing is we ended up cutting the exhaust and stretching the piece over top of the rear end back a little bit. So whatever exact piece that we cut of the back of the exhaust, we welded it to the front of the exhaust and just moved it back a little bit. And how did I measure how far, Colton?
Right there.
I put 2 fingers in there. It gave me enough distance to move the exhaust pipe back. So when I cut the exhaust pipe, I took 2 fingers, made a line, and cut that off and added it to the front.
Yep.
Doesn't bang no more. Took us some time, but we got it.
Got the old pipe stretcher.
Pipe stretcher?
Yeah.
What would that be? Cutting it off, molding on the other end?
The pipe stretcher.
Pipe stretcher, yeah.
You guys have got yourself a pipe stretcher in your bag? You should get one.
Yes. His name's Colton and a welder.
Pipe stretcher.
This is going pretty good here. Another thing we're going to have to do too is take a drill bit or something to go through all the holes.
That's gonna be
Woo!
fun.
We're going to go through all the holes.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, all the holes. And just to make sure that the rivets will go through. Not sure on how we're making them bad boys. Like I've had some of them, but I'm thinking I'm going to need something to pry them in there in the back. Like I'm hoping there's a rivet out there that can be compressed by a tool that I do not have or I can get. I'm not sure. I guess we'll figure that out when we get to it. That's what I always do. Figure it out when I get to it. That's why some of the projects end really quick, is because I haven't figured out the next step yet. So I just move on to the next one. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yep.
Why would I sit there still and try to figure out what to do? Why would I do that? Move on. Think about it while I'm doing this. Ooh. Feels good. All right. Where are we at for time? 52. And get across the back here. I'm 53.
Long weekend coming up.
Is it long weekend?
Yep.
Geez, we get a lot of long weekends.
Not for us though.
Who?
Us.
Oh, okay. Well, no, we don't.
So it's a perfect time to start your old car on a long weekend.
What, the old 62?
I don't know.
Cut the back, cut the door.
I was telling the viewers. You told them
we
to
need to sand this one. That's all I want to do. I want to sand this one, get it in paint, and then I'll be able to say that I got some more pieces to paint. I can't get me to move on that quick. Gotta get this one painted. Isn't that right, Jolene? Huh? Don't care? So basically got more paint strokes going across there. Basically gonna do the exact same thing, just keep blocking it, and go all the way around. I think I'm gonna do the exact same thing I've done to this side. We got really close on here. I'm happy enough with that there. I might go. I can't see them. Can you find any on there? Right there? Can you find any? Oh, you did too, didn't you? Didn't you see that? Right there too, little tiny bad boy there. See it? Little tiny thing. That is tiny, but that's what's showing me. I'm going to have to decide to keep the sand on a little bit or let it slide. We'll see what happens. Not sure yet, but I want to thank everybody for coming back. For watching us. We're bright and early in the morning going for this. Jolene's got a dinner date, so we got up this early. And it's a good thing that we did get out early because we got a lot of sanding to do. Whoop, whoop. All right, everybody. Appreciate it. Come back tomorrow, and we'll be here. Like, subscribe, comment. Have a good Friday. It's Friday.